Friday, you guys. Welcome to That's What She Said. My name is Ania Hammar. Thank you so much for coming to hang. Great news. I am officially done with Whole30. Not so great news. I had one margarita last night to celebrate, and now I feel like absolute garbage. For today's episode, I am thrilled to announce that I have my very first guest on the show.
I'm so freaking excited.
RaeLynn was nice enough to hang out with me for some couch talk, so stick around for that interview. But first, breaking news. 3 years after Tomatogate, female artists are still getting the shaft in country music. That's not really breaking news, is it? It's actually very old news, and it's lame. And listen, I know it's really easy to get discouraged about all of this. The struggle is real. But instead of showing you examples of just how imbalanced the industry is right now, I'm gonna choose to look at the positive side. There are still way more bros than babes on the radio right now, but have you seen everything artists like Maren Morris, Cam, and Kacey are doing to support each other? Even Baby Rexha, who is about as country as sushi, is all about it. She even thinks Meant to Be has paved the way for other artists to jump into country. Her heart is in the right place, so let's just give it to her. Here's the thing. If you thought a few tomato t-shirts were gonna bring about equality, then you're probably like me and you live in your own little dream world that your mom hopes you're gonna grow out of one day. It's never gonna happen. But right now there are a ton of amazing female newcomers dropping some of the best albums of 2018. I've been alternating between Kacey Musgraves' Golden Hour and Ashley McBryde's Girl Going Nowhere since they came out. And artists like Cassadee Pope, RaeLynn, and Maddie and Tay have all released singles that I can't get out of my head. And that's just naming a few, so I'd say we have a lot to be excited about. And not only is the music freaking great, but watching these women band together to support one another has been a treat. And I'm thrilled that they're setting an example for girls everywhere that we are in fact stronger together. I'm getting a little bit misty. I definitely don't have all the answers, but fortunately I had the opportunity to talk with someone on the inside who was able to report on some changes she's noticed since this whole conversation came to the forefront. Check it out. It's been about 3 years since the whole Tomatogate fiasco kind of came to the
yeah, because nobody cares anymore.
3 years, right?
Crazy.
Because no one cares anymore. Seriously. And in the way that I see it, it's like, thank goodness almost this silly man said such ridiculous comments, because it allowed for the conversation to really kind of come to the forefront, and maybe we wouldn't have all gotten so enraged if those comments hadn't been made and stuff. And I wanted to ask you from like the inside, I mean, you're on the inside and stuff, what kind of changes have you seen in the last 3 years, and what kind of progress have we made that maybe to a nobody like myself I might not notice?
You should never try to enrage women. That's definitely not a cool. I'll never forget all that came out, and I remember calling my manager like, "What's going on with tomatoes in a salad? Like, explain to me how I'm a tomato?" Because I didn't understand what was going on. All I saw was my friends posting tomatoes, and they were like, "I'm a proud tomato," and I'm like, "Why are you a proud tomato?" Like, and so and then I understood what they were talking about. You know, the men are the salads and we're the tomatoes.
Yeah.
But tomatoes taste better than
heck yeah,
salad.
they do.
So I would like. Anyways, back to. But I would say I'm kind of hungry, as you can tell. But I would say the way it's changed is everybody's more aware of it now. Like, of course, the industry was like, oh, there's this many women on the chart and there's this many men on the chart. But I think now with all of this Tomatogate thing, the last 3 years, everybody is aware of it. Like, it's kind of put everybody in the sense of like, no, they're, you know, top 20, there's 2 females up there.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
And like, that's not okay.
That's not okay.
Right.
Like, in the 90s, there was 3 women, 3 men. Like, it was probably more women than there was men back then. Like, there was.
Right.
And I think one thing I'm so glad about it is it brought it to everybody's attention. And the way that I think it's gotten better is everybody is more aware, and we all support each other. And I think we're more vocal about supporting each other.
Totally. I was actually really noticing that like in the last like few months, or even, I don't even know how long it's been, but like you and the rest of the girls are so supportive of each other, whether it's just commenting on each other's Instagram posts or talking about new singles that all of you either have, and then having like girls' nights together and stuff. Like, that's a pretty cool club to be in. And I feel like that's helping break down the stereotypes of like women are always in competition with each other.
Because we're not. I mean, all women get insecure. All of us are like, oh my gosh, like, is there going to be a time for me? But there's room for everybody. There is. And you see the men all supporting each other, and all of us women do support each other. It's just people want to pin people against each other, and it's just honestly sad. You know? And that's when you got to just kind of lay it out there and say, hey, no, this is actually what's really happening. We all love and respect each other, and we are all here for each other.
Yes, and I definitely feel like you and the rest of the women of country are setting that wonderful example.
I'm inspired by so many of the women in country music. Like, freaking Cassadee's new single, Cassadee Pope, Take You Home. I can't sing it enough. And then you have Maren, who's killing it in both pop and country. Like, I feel like the women are slaying it right now.
Yeah, heck
in so many ways.
Heck yeah. That's encouraging, right? Everything else about the 90s has become popular again, so hopefully all these badass country queens will reign once again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of That's What She Said. Before I leave you, I wanted to share my 3 favorite songs from females right now. Ready? Cassadee Pope, Take You Home, RaeLynn, Queens Don't, and Kacey Musgraves, Space Cowboy. There you go. That's your homework. Go listen to them, then let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thanks, you guys. I'll catch you on the flip.